This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute professional medical advice. Please consult with your doctor or a qualified healthcare specialist before starting any new vitamins or supplements mentioned in this video. Use of this information is at your own risk. 1/3 of people over 60 die within a year of a hip fracture. It starts silently. You don't feel pain, but your leg muscles are rotting away this very second. You are one misstep away from losing everything. Listen closely, or your next fall could be your last. Imagine the sound. It is a dry, sickening crack that echoes in your own ears before you even hit the floor. You are standing in your kitchen, reaching for a glass of water, just like you have done 1,000 times before. But this time, your knee gives way, gravity takes over, and in that split second, your life as a free, independent adult is shattered. You might think a broken hip is just an injury, something that heals with a cast and a few weeks of rest. But the statistics tell a much darker story. For those over the age of 60, a major fall is often the beginning of the end. 1 out of every 3 people who suffer a hip fracture will not survive the following year. They pass away from complications, infections, or simply the rapid decline that comes from being bedridden. The ones who do survive often never walk unassisted again. They lose their homes, they lose their privacy, they become entirely dependent on strangers or exhausted family members for the most basic human functions. This is not a scare tactic. This is the brutal reality of aging that no one talks about until it is too late. Welcome to EldraFit Nutrition. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. If you are determined to rewrite this narrative and refuse to become just another statistic, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel right now. Your support gives us the motivation to continue researching and creating these life-saving videos for you. Now, here is the truth that might keep you awake at night. That fall in the kitchen did not happen because the floor was slippery. It did not happen because of bad luck. It happened because your legs have been slowly dying for years. Right now, as you sit or stand there listening to this, a silent enemy is eating away at your foundation. It is a process called sarcopenia, but you can think of it as internal erosion. Every single day after the age of 60, you are losing muscle mass in your lower body faster than anywhere else. Your legs are the pillars of your existence. They contain the largest muscles in your anatomy, and they are responsible for pumping blood back to your heart, regulating your blood sugar, and keeping your brain balanced in 3-dimensional space. When your legs weaken, everything else follows. Your metabolism slows down, your cognitive sharpness fades, your heart has to work harder. You cannot feel this happening. There is no pain when muscle fibers dissolve. You might just notice that getting out of a chair takes a little more effort than it used to, or that you feel a slight hesitation before stepping off a curb. These are not minor annoyances. They are the warning sirens of a collapsing system. The medical community knows that leg strength is the single most accurate predictor of how long you will live. Weak legs equal a shorter life. Strong legs equal longevity. It is that simple and that terrifying. But here is the turning point, and the reason you must keep watching. This decay is not inevitable. You do not have to accept the wheelchair as your destiny. You do not need expensive gym memberships or complex weightlifting routines that risk injury. The solution lies in the chemistry of your blood and the fuel you put into your body. Your muscles are starving for specific nutrients that can halt this erosion and even reverse it. We are going to unlock the secrets of 7 specific foods that act as high-octane rocket fuel for aging legs. These are ordinary ingredients with extraordinary powers to rebuild your foundation, ensuring that you remain the master of your own life until your very last day. Before we reveal the first powerhouse food, I want you to pause and look inward. I want you to answer this question honestly in the comments below, because your mindset determines your success. Which of these 2 fears motivates you more to stay healthy? A, the fear of losing your independence and becoming a burden to your family. B, the fear of physical pain and being confined to a hospital bed. Type A or B in the comments right now. Let's see what drives our community. You might be wondering why, despite eating well and staying reasonably active, your legs still feel thinner and weaker with every passing year. You might look at a plate of chicken or steak and think you are doing enough, but your body is keeping a frustrating secret from you. As we age, our muscles develop a stubborn condition known as anabolic resistance. Imagine your muscle cells are a house, and protein is the furniture you want to bring inside to fill the empty rooms. When you were 20, the front door was wide open. Anything you ate went straight to building strong tissue. But now, that door is jammed shut. You can pile all the protein you want on the front porch, but if the door is locked, the house remains empty and the structure begins to rot. This is why simply eating more meat is not the answer. You need the specific keys to unlock that door. The first master key is found in the deep, cold waters of the ocean. Salmon is not merely a source of protein, it is a delivery system for omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These compounds act like oil for a rusty hinge. They physically incorporate themselves into the membranes of your muscle cells, transforming them from stiff and rigid walls into fluid, receptive gateways. By making the cell membrane flexible again, omega-3s allow the protein you eat to actually enter the muscle and do its work. Without this intervention, your body simply discards the nutrients you desperately need. Furthermore, these fatty acids extinguish the fire of chronic inflammation, a low-grade burn that quietly dissolves muscle tissue in older adults while they sleep. Once the door is open, you need a construction crew that works around the clock, not just for an hour after dinner. This is where Greek yogurt becomes indispensable. Unlike regular yogurt, the strained Greek variety is a powerhouse of a dual protein system. It contains whey, which hits your bloodstream fast, but more importantly, it is rich in casein. Think of casein as a slow-release fertilizer. Because older muscles atrophy significantly during the long fasting period of sleep, eating Greek yogurt provides a steady drip of amino acids that sustains your leg muscles for 6 to 8 hours throughout the night. It also delivers a high concentration of leucine, an amino acid that functions exactly like an ignition switch. You can have fuel in the tank, but without the spark of leucine, the engine of muscle growth will not turn on. Finally, we must look at the foundation upon which this renovation happens. You cannot build a fortress on shifting sand, and you cannot build muscle in a body with chaotic blood sugar. This is why beans are the unsung heroes of leg strength. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes, your body releases cortisol, a stress hormone that literally cannibalizes muscle tissue for quick energy. By integrating beans into your diet, you utilize their high fiber content to stabilize your glucose levels, creating a safe, calm chemical environment where muscle is preserved rather than eaten. Additionally, the fiber feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, creating a direct line of support to your muscles. If your gut cannot absorb nutrients efficiently, your legs starve. Beans ensure that the entire supply chain, from digestion to absorption, remains unbroken. Now that we have unlocked the door to muscle growth and established a stable foundation, we must address the engine itself. You can have a car with a perfect chassis, but if the fuel line is clogged or the tank is empty, it will not move. Many people over 60 experience a sensation that is hard to describe to their doctors, a feeling of heaviness in their legs. You try to climb a flight of stairs, and halfway up, your thighs burn and feel like they are made of lead. This is not just laziness. It is a fuel crisis. Your muscles are running out of glycogen, and the electrical signals telling them to move are fading. To fix the fuel crisis, we turn to the humble sweet potato. Unlike the quick burst of energy you get from sugar or white bread, which burns out like a match, the complex carbohydrates in sweet potatoes burn like a slow, steady log on a fire. They restock the glycogen stores deep within your thigh muscles, ensuring that you have the endurance to walk through the grocery store or play in the park with your grandchildren without needing to sit down every 10 minutes. But sweet potatoes offer something even more critical: potassium. Every single movement you make, from wiggling a toe to standing up from a chair, requires an electrical spark. Potassium is the conductor of that electricity. When your levels drop, the signal weakens, leading to that terrifying sensation of your legs trembling or feeling unstable under your own weight. But what if you could upgrade the engine itself? What if you could make your old engine run like a high-performance hybrid? This is where the magic of spinach and beets comes into play. These vegetables possess a superpower that sounds like science fiction. They contain natural nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide. As we age, our blood vessels stiffen and narrow, making it difficult for oxygen-rich blood to reach the deep tissues of our legs. Nitric oxide acts as a vasodilator, instantly relaxing and widening those blood vessels. It opens up the highways of your circulatory system, flooding your starving leg muscles with oxygen and nutrients. The impact of this is profound. Research has shown that the nitrates found in beets and spinach actually improve the mechanical efficiency of your muscles. This means your legs can do the same amount of work while using less oxygen. It is like upgrading your car to get double the gas mileage. You will find yourself walking further, standing longer, and moving with a lightness you haven't felt in decades. You aren't just feeding your muscles, you are supercharging their ability to function. By combining the steady electrical reliability of sweet potatoes with the high-performance circulation boost from nitrates, you are ensuring that your legs are not just present, but powerful and ready for action. We have spoken about building the structure and fueling the engine, but there remains one critical component that is often the difference between a near miss and a catastrophic fracture: the wiring. You can possess the strongest quadriceps in the world, but if the command center in your brain cannot communicate with your legs effectively, that strength is useless. This is the terrifying reality of delayed reaction times. Imagine catching your toe on the edge of a rug. In that split second of panic, your brain screams at your leg to step forward and catch your weight. If the signal travels at lightning speed, you stumble but remain standing. If the signal lags, even by a fraction of a second, gravity wins, and you hit the ground. To ensure this communication line remains instant and sharp, we must turn to the egg, and specifically the golden yolk that so many people mistakenly discard. The yolk is one of nature's richest sources of choline, a nutrient that acts as the raw material for a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Think of acetylcholine as the high-speed fiber optic cable connecting your brain to your muscles. Without adequate choline, that cable degrades into a slow, crackling dial-up connection. The message to move gets sent, but it arrives too late. By consuming whole eggs, you are literally upgrading the bandwidth of your nervous system, ensuring that when your brain commands your legs to move, they obey instantly and with precision. This neural network relies on more than just choline. It requires a precise chemical environment to function, supported by vitamin D and the minerals we found in our other foods. Vitamin D does far more than harden your bones. It is essential for nerve health. A deficiency here is like stripping the insulation off an electrical wire, causing the signals to short circuit before they reach their destination. This manifests as that feeling of unsteadiness or poor coordination, where you feel you cannot quite trust where your feet are landing. By nourishing your nervous system with these essential nutrients, you are doing more than just feeding your body. You are restoring the trust between your mind and your movement. You are reclaiming the confidence to walk without looking down at your feet, knowing that your legs are ready to react the moment you need them. So, take a moment right now to look down at your legs. They are not merely limbs. They are your vehicle through this world. They are the only thing standing between you and a life of confinement. The brutal reality we started with, the fractures, the loss of mobility, the nursing homes, is a path that many travel, but it is not a path you are forced to take. The decline of your body is not a destiny written in stone. It is a biological process that answers to the inputs you provide. You now possess the blueprint to change the trajectory of your own aging. Think of your grocery store not as a place to run errands, but as a pharmacy for your independence. When you choose wild salmon or a bowl of beans, you are not just choosing a meal. You are making a conscious decision to fight the resistance that seeks to weaken you. When you eat spinach or beets, you are voting for better circulation and endless energy. When you crack an egg or enjoy Greek yogurt, you are investing in the very wiring and structure that will keep you standing tall while others fall. These 7 foods are your armor. They are the tools that allow you to say no to the frailty that society expects of you. Do not wait for a diagnosis to start fighting for your freedom. Do not wait for that first stumble to realize the value of your strength. The time to build your fortress is now. while you can still stand on your own 2 feet. Every meal is an opportunity to tell your body that you are not done yet, that you intend to spend your final years walking, exploring, and living on your own terms. Your independence is the most precious thing you own, and it is worth every bite of effort. Feed your legs the strength they deserve, because as long as they are strong, your life belongs entirely to you. Thank you for trusting us with your journey, and remember, you have the power to stay strong. As we bring this journey to a close, I want you to visualize your future self 10 years from now. Do you see a version of yourself that is fragile, confined to a chair, watching the world pass by through a window? Or do you see a version of yourself that is vibrant, walking through a park, playing with grandchildren, and living with the dignity of total independence? The difference between those two futures is not just luck or genetics. It is defined by the choices you make today, right now, at your next meal. We often think of aging as a steep decline that we have no power to stop, but that is a lie. While we cannot stop the clock, we absolutely have the power to stop the rot. The 7 foods we discussed, salmon, sweet potatoes, spinach, Greek yogurt, beans, eggs, and beets, are not magic pills. They are something far more reliable. They are the raw materials your body is desperate for. They are the tools that allow your biology to fight back against the entropy of age. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by medical advice, but remember that the power to save your legs does not require a medical degree or a fortune. It requires consistency. It requires you to look at a simple egg or a can of beans, see them for what they truly are, armor against frailty. By taking control of your nutrition, you are doing more than just building muscle. You are building a fortress around your freedom. You are declaring that you will not go gently into the night, that you will not become a statistic, and that you intend to stand on your own 2 feet for as long as you draw breath. The deepest lesson here is that prevention is silent but powerful. You will never know the hip fracture you didn't have because you ate enough protein. You will never know the fall you avoided because your reaction time was sharp from choline. The victory in health is often invisible. It is the absence of tragedy. Do not try to change your entire diet overnight. That is a recipe for failure. Instead, apply the one swap rule. Pick just one of the 7 foods we discussed and commit to adding it to your diet this week. If you usually have toast for breakfast, swap it for eggs. If you usually eat white rice, swap it for sweet potatoes. Once that becomes a habit, add the next one. Small, consistent investments in your health compound over time, just like interest in a bank account, yielding the dividend of a strong, independent life. To help us all learn from each other, I have a very simple question for you. Please type your answer in the comments below. Which one of the 7 foods mentioned in this video are you going to add to your grocery list this week? Is it the salmon? The beets? The Greek yogurt? Let us know. If you found value in this video and want to join a community dedicated to aging with strength and dignity, please click that subscribe button right now. Your subscription supports our channel and ensures you never miss the vital information that could change your life. Stay strong, and I will see you in the next video.